Welcome back to Katie Pavlich tonight. Well, as cases of a parasite infection continue to surge across the country, the Food and Drug Administration has walked back its earlier statement that samples of lettuce from Taylor Farms have tested positive for the virus. The agency said this false positive lab sample does not change the basis for the FDA's ongoing outbreak investigation or the overwhelming epidemiological data supporting the current voluntary recall by Taylor Farms. Taylor Farms is a major producer and supplier of produce, and while the source of the outbreak is still unclear, the FDA continues to advise consumers to avoid recalled iceberg lettuce from the company, including those sold at Taco Bell. But that apparently hasn't stopped lawsuits alleging the fast food restaurant and chain and Taylor Farms lettuce has made customers sick. A U.S. Army veteran named David Ott is one of the thousands who tested positive for the parasite, and he says he got it after eating Taco Bell twice. He experienced excruciating pain, diarrhea, and much more, and ended up in the hospital for 2 days. And now he's suing Taco Bell, Taylor Farms, and the franchise operating the Taco Bell he visited. Joining me now is David Ott and his lawyer, Ron Simon. Thank you for being here. So, David, so sorry this happened to you. Can you tell us about what ultimately landed you in the hospital?
Just extreme stomach pain, cramping, explosive watery diarrhea. It was pretty rough. Had a low-grade fever. Just the cramping really was bad, and so that really is what sent me to the hospital.
Did you get dehydrated? Was that also a major concern?
I was very dehydrated. My mouth was dry. I couldn't keep anything down. Went to the store and bought some electrolyte fluid, a bunch of bottles of that, and was just going through it. And hospital gave me fluids continuously.
So, Ron, with the latest development and statement from the FDA, does that change the lawsuit at all when it comes to the Taylor Farms portion, or are you full steam ahead on trying to figure out what happened here?
Katie, that's a great question. And what actually happened today was the CDC announced that a sample that Taylor Farms had provided to them, which they originally thought was positive, turned out to be unclear. There are thousands of samples that are being tested right now. But remember, they're testing lettuce that is the lettuce produced now, not the lettuce that made people sick a month ago. And so, in all honesty, it's kind of just a big nothing burger.
Interesting. Okay. So, David, you're very sick. You're in the hospital. You've never felt this way before. You're very worried about what's going to happen. When did you connect the dots to this potentially being about Taco Bell or lettuce traced to Taylor Farms? Like, when did the light bulb go off that you were a victim of this parasite?
Well, the first week, I really had no idea. And I had inflamed intestine, had a colonoscopy. Even the doctor didn't know. And when I decided to go into the hospital that next week, it just, oddly enough, I get the CDC emergency alerts, and I saw in there that was something that was out there right now. So I immediately let my doctors know. And of course, they said, well, here in Texas, we don't have that. We're not seeing that at the hospitals right now. But I had traveled to Ohio for a few days. So they were having a tough time even diagnosing it. And it takes a while to get the sample back as well. So, but that's how I first heard about it. I was, the day that I went in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, not a great way to find out when you're in the hospital, rather than trying to keep yourself out of the hospital. It's awful. Ron, your firm is accepting all kinds of cases from people who are affected by this. There's been thousands of people across the country. Have you heard from additional people interested in legal reconciliation, legal counsel on this issue? And if yes, how many cases are you working on?
So we had to hire extra people just to take the phone overload in the last 72 hours. We now represent hundreds of these victims, mostly in Ohio and Michigan, but in several states as well. And the line of people is still out there. So we've got all hands on deck. All of our people are working to answer the phones and help these people, and we're doing the best we can. But this is a pandemic that is much, much greater than the CDC has announced. And that's because the CDC doesn't have enough people to actually interview the victims and count them. If you notice, the CDC said there are 1,600 cases, but at the exact same time, the states are saying there's 8,000. And that's because the CDC cannot keep up with the case counts. It is the largest outbreak in recent American history.
So David, just last word to you on your perception of this happening, not just to you, but apparently thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, for me, I don't believe this is the first time we've had outbreaks like this, and I really would like to see food safety. I don't want to worry about going to a fast food restaurant and eating, or any restaurant for that matter, or even getting lettuce off the shelf at the grocery store. So I'm hoping that stuff like this, the lawsuits, forces these companies to start, doing things safely and monitoring the food for us here.
That's a pretty basic ask. David Ott and Ron Simon, thank you for joining us today. I'm glad you're feeling better, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.